Well, the time now is 8:25. Coming up on Good Day, daylight saving time begins this weekend, which means you're going to need to set those clocks ahead an hour before you go to bed on Saturday. That's a big jump for one store owner. Paul?
Yes, it is. Yeah, good morning, Brooke. So we all complain, right, about having to change like one or two clocks. Like, oh, I got to push a few buttons in my car or on the microwave oven. Imagine winding, battery changing, and really changing nearly 1,000 clocks. That's what happens here at Chimes Clock Shop. And you know what? I really want you guys to watch this segment, so I want to wake you up. Jeff, let's wake up the neighborhood. Well, I can't hear anything, but we'll be right back.
I love it. 8:35 is now your time. We spring forward this weekend. Good Day's Paul Milliken is showing us a unique way of how one clock collector is keeping up with the time. Paul, you're always grumpy. I can only imagine after you lose an extra hour of sleep.
Yeah. Look, I have to tell you something fascinating, Buck, and I hope Brooke is listening. So I'm standing next to the world's largest real cuckoo clock with a buck on top. Brooke is sitting next to the world's largest cuckoo, whose name is Buck. So it's almost like Brooke and I are twins this morning. It's fascinating. We're live at Chimes Clock Shop. Imagine going around this shop and having to change the time on nearly 1,000 clocks. It's a big job, and that's why we're here. I am winding the clocks. Coming up after the break. Stay tuned. Which one do I start with?
Welcome back. 8:38 is your time. For most of us, springing forward for daylight saving time means pressing a few buttons in the car, maybe the microwave oven, just to make sure the time's right.
Yeah, really low key, right? But for one local business owner, the time change means days and days of painstaking winding, cranking, and even some battery changing.
Yeah, Good Day Atlanta's Paul Milliken is live at Chimes Clock Shop. That's in Douglasville. Joined us live there this morning. Not daylight saving until every single clock. How many clocks are we talking about? Every single clock has been changed. And you call me a cuckoo?
We're talking about nearly 1,000, my friend. I'm winding my brain, getting it ready. This is how people ask, where does your energy come from? It comes from this right here. Yeah, it works every time. So welcome to Chimes Clock Shop. I know so many of you watching know about this place because you grew up coming here. This is a true North Georgia institution. It's been here since the 1960s. But this is the big weekend for two reasons. Number one, as you know, it is daylight saving. That means a whole lot of work that goes on in here. Number two, tomorrow is the chiming of 1,000 clocks event. So to tell us all about it, our very good friend, our buddy, Jeff Champion. Great to see you, man.
How you doing? Hey, buddy, it's good to have you back.
Yeah.
We're getting ready for this. We did this for our 40th anniversary.
Yeah.
You come out with what are you going to do?
Right.
What we got? We got clocks.
Got to do something big with the clocks, right?
So we're going to let them all chime for people. So this has been going on 17 years now.
Yeah.
And,
so let's explain what it is. So tomorrow around noon, folks can come out here. You're going to have food and stuff,
Yeah,
right?
we're going to have food and cookies and cakes and hot dogs. And as long as the weather, is permissible, we're going to have it all. And then you can come in and experience it. Yeah. And it's not unusual to see 200 or 300 people standing in here with their phones out, recording, sharing, enjoying
because
all this.
Literally every clock in here is making noise at the same time. Now, I know it's hard to gauge loudness, but how loud is it? I mean, are the walls shaking in here?
Oh, it's not too bad. I mean, people don't walk off with holding their ears or anything.
No, that's good. That's good. You don't injure anybody, but I know it sounds amazing. Now, let's go back in time as we walk around the corner. How did this place start?
My dad was City of Atlanta fireman. He worked on clocks, and people he was out at Hartsfield Airport.
Yeah.
And the people at Delta says, "Hey, can you come fix our clock?" So Dad started doing that, and it started off as a hobby, and it started growing. And he actually just had a locker that it started in out there at the fire station.
Wow.
And then it grew into a little small establishment, started about 1967. And then by 1980, you couldn't go anywhere in the state of Georgia and see what you see here.
Yeah.
And then by 87, you couldn't go anywhere in the world and see what you'll see here.
Yeah.
So it started off as a hobby, turned into a clock repair venture.
Yep.
And then the next thing you know, you can't I mean, it speaks for itself. It's a tourist attraction.
That's the thing. It's a museum. It's a tourist attraction, but it also is still a clock shop.
That's
like
right.
if people are watching and they have an old grandfather clock and they can't figure it out, or they want to buy one, like me, I said I've always wanted a cuckoo clock. You can come buy them here.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we got plenty of them.
Yeah.
And,
okay. Well, let's get to work, Jeff, because look, you've got a lot of work to do. It is daylight saving. You got to wind every clock in here and make sure the time is correct. So let's wind a clock. So you're gonna sort of show me how to do it over here. Got some chiming going on, which is so pretty.
14 hours a day of winding clocks. I'm not going to wind anymore. I left some for Paul.
Thank you. Look, put me to work, my friend. Put me to work.
Right there.
Okay, so I put the crank in, and you just sort of
counterclockwise.
Okay.
Once you seat it, and
so we're gonna
counterclockwise, and watch the weight rise.
And you can hear it.
Yeah. And as the weight comes up, right before you get to the top, you slow down and it'll stop. You go to the next one.
So it's going to stop itself up here.
That's right. Boom.
Oh, there it is.
Go to the next one.
So now I pull it out. Now we're going to go into the next one, find the center, and then we're going to go counterclockwise. Listen to that crank sound. So you seriously have to do this with every single one of these in the shop?
That's right. And we've been doing it. We don't normally keep all these clocks running, but once a year, we spend about 2.5 to 3 weeks, 2 to 3 people. We even brought people in from out of state to help us this time. And so we got a guy here helping us rearrange things, you know, because when you're busy working on people's clocks, you don't always have time to rearrange and do all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, you got work to do.
Have a professional in here to give you a little assistance.
Well, now, clearly, I am a professional. I just wound one clock. How did I do?
You did great. You did great.
So I'm done, right? That's all you needed my help
That's
on.
right. And, you know, people make it a tradition. Sunday morning, we go wind the grandfather clock. Or you got a cuckoo clock. You might have to pull it every day.
Right.
Or just once a week. And But, you know, it's the grandkid in arm. And you stand there, and they're just fascinated watching you wind.
Well, that's...
And they're just in a state of awe.
That's what we've been talking about this morning, that everybody has emotional attachments to clocks, and we don't always stop to think about why that is or what's going on inside the clock. So we have much more work to do, clearly, with 1,000 clocks in here. So you'll see more of Champ's Clock Shop coming up in the 9 o'clock hour. And I'll tell you, if you tune in straight up at the top of the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to take a live picture, and you're going to hear a lot of chiming going on, because at the top of the hour and at the bottom of the hour and even on the quarter hours, all these clocks start making noise in here, and it's pretty cool.
Hey, 2 quick things for you, Paul. One, how much is that Buck clock that you showed us earlier? I'm kind of interested in that one.
Okay, so Buck Lanford wants to buy the Buck Cuckoo clock up there. And how much would you, what's your Fox 5 discount best and final offer for Buck?
Buck, you ain't got enough money, buddy.
There you go. There you go. Shut down by Jeff Champion.
Wow.
Sorry, Buck. You've been shut down.
And number 2, if he hired you to do that job like you talked about, that is literally getting paid by the hour, isn't it?
Wow, cut his micro. Are we done? Wrap. We're done. No dad jokes.
Nice today.
Too
I was
early.
trying to be nice today, Paul.
You've always got him fired
I gotta crank
up,
myself up to hear that.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. All right, Paul. Thanks
Paul.
so much.
Champ's Clock Shop is located at 3834 King Drive in Douglasville, and shop hours are 9 to 5 on Tuesdays through Saturdays.
All right, we'll be right back. More Good Day Atlanta after this.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Good Day Atlanta at 9. Happy Friday. We made it. I'm Elise Seedy. Here's what's coming up this morning. It's home to the world's largest and finest selection of clocks. Excuse me. And this weekend, they'll have their hands full as they'll set hundreds of clocks forward for daylight saving time. Good Day's Paul Milliken is at Champ's Clock Shop, where they're winding up for a busy weekend.
Springing forward for daylight saving time means pressing a few buttons in the car or on the microwave oven to make sure that the time is correct.
But for one local business owner, the time change means days and days of painstaking winding, cranking, and battery changing.
Oh, Good Day Atlanta's Paul Milliken is live at Champ's Clock Shop in Douglasville this morning. And of course, there's not daylight saving until every single one of those clocks is changed.
every single one of the clocks. In fact, just from where we're standing now, Tim, if you would just do a circle, pan around. We're in one of multiple rooms. This is the grandfather clock. Isn't this amazing? I mean, you will not find a collection like this anywhere in the world, only right here in Douglas County, because this crazy man says, I'm going to take this on. You really do. Now, how long does it take you to change every clock in this store for daylight saving time?
We're talking 2.5 weeks, and there's 3 of us working. We've been getting in here at 7 and leaving at about 8. And I mean, it's just getting everything just right. I mean, because over the course of the year, you know, things get out of place, you know, and you got to stand back and look sometimes. And to get it looking the best for you, we have to get it just right, and then to synchronize all these clocks. I mean, you know, it takes an average, you know, a couple minutes to go in and wind and set a clock. All right, which isn't bad, but that's just once a week for you. But if you've got to do it 1,000 times, it gets. Well, we go home at night babbling of it.
I know you do, and the ticking probably never stops in your head because there's always noise in here, right?
But it's true, but it's one of the most emotional times for me, because it's a dream Dad would have loved. He never saw this, but he would have loved it. This was his creation. But when you walk in here and you hear all that ticking, and you hear the first chime start, and then it just swells up to this enormous, and then slowly just drops right back down. And that type of chiming, that's what this event's all about. So you can come and experience it yourself. Now, when you're standing here with 300 other people, it's a little different than being here by yourself. And we'll be back up here at midnight. I promise Chevy that we're coming back here tonight at midnight by ourselves, and we're going to just sit here
and hear them all. That's amazing. Well, let's talk about the event. So tomorrow around noon, if people come here, you'll have food, you'll be hanging out, but then right at noon, you're going to be able to listen to all of the clocks.
Everybody gets in here and they stand around and they record and share their social media of where they're at.
It's all over social,
And but it's an all-day event, 9 to 5. You can come in here today if you can't make it tomorrow, and you're going to hear things that you can't hear anywhere else. You know, and we don't have the largest collection of this or that, but as a whole, you can't go anywhere in the world and see a larger, finer collection of clocks.
Truer words have never been said. Let's talk about cuckoo clocks, because I've told you I love cuckoo clocks. Now, what makes a real cuckoo clock a real cuckoo clock?
A real cuckoo clock comes from Germany, particularly Bavaria. Anything else is just a clock that looks like a cuckoo clock made somewhere else. Now, that also includes little areas of Austria and Switzerland for making different components of them. But an official cuckoo clock comes from the Black Forest of Germany, and they're actually a guild that makes it a professional cuckoo clock. And if you're not in that guild, it ain't a cuckoo clock.
Wow, I had no idea.
So you can get hoo-hooing.
Let's
You know, you want to hear hoo-hooing. Or if you got a grandchild.
I love that. That's so cute.
You got a grandbaby, you got to get the one that has the grandbaby on it. That one there is not happy.
Oh, I love these, though. The owl is so cute. What a cool version of a cuckoo clock.
Sweeps that are going to pop out the top of some of these, you know, when the... So if you got a chimney sweep in the family, that's your clock.
I love that one.
A beer drinker.
Okay. Oh, well, we got some beer drinkers at Good Day Atlanta. This might be ours.
All right, so you're going to get this thing here. Now, this is your regular beer drinker cuckoo clock. And she's going to come out here when this thing's done, when the music starts, and she's going to serve a little bit more beer to these guys because they're about to top them off. So
now these, and there she comes. This is amazing. They're so intricate. Now, not only do you sell these, but if someone buys it and something breaks, they'll bring it back. You got to figure out how to fix it, right?
We fix most of them over the phone. Most of it.
You really do?
Most of it's operator error.
Wow.
But you know, there's always a situation where you got to bring it in, and a lot of times we'll fix them and send them right back out.
That's amazing. Well,
adjustment.
Speaking one more time, we're out of time, but speaking of cuckoo clocks, Tim, let's walk around the corner because there's one cuckoo clock. We showed it earlier, but I think we should show it again. So we saw those cuckoo clocks. They are great, but around the corner in this room, and as we walk through, you will see all of the clocks. There's just more than you could possibly imagine. On the wall is the world's largest actual cuckoo clock. It is a working cuckoo clock right there with the big buck at the top. Tell me this is not other. I mean, I don't like the word buck for obvious reasons. However, I love the, and wait, oh, and can you make it? Let's see what's going to happen. Is it going to start moving? Let's see. Is there going to... Oh, and there's the cuckoo coming out. That is amazing. Now, this is so big, it wouldn't fit many places, but I think it could fit at the Fox 5 studios. What do you think in the studio behind that white couch?
That sounds perfect.
You'd know when it was 10 o'clock, it's time for the show to start. 10:30, you're halfway done. 11, you're out the door because the cuckoo's cuckooing.
There's always something
from one
there
cuckoo to
associate
another,
buck
Jeff
with
says.
cuckoo.
I was going to say, buck and cuckoo go together.
I know, right?
Like PB and J.
All right, Paul, thank you so much. Well, Champs Clock Shop is located at 3834 King Drive in Douglasville, and shop hours are 9 to 5, Tuesdays through Saturdays.
Change. Look at this one. So this is Chevy. Chevy, show us this rhythm clock right here. This is amazing. Watch this. How magical is this? This is the world of clocks you can discover right here in Douglasville. I love this. We'll have more coming up after the break. Stay tuned. Perfect. Excellent. That was cool. That was very cool.
But it took us, you got 2 weeks to get to this point. Now, when this is all done and actual time change occurs, it's another 2 weeks to reset them back to the other time, because most of the time these clocks aren't running. So now, tomorrow, after we go home, we get up the next morning, come back here and stop them all. And everything else. So it's a lot of process.
It makes my head hurt to even think about. Really quick, before we talk about some of these clocks, and by the way, we're upstairs right now. We've been all through this shop. Just give me the history again. So your dad is the champ of Champs Clock Shop.
That's right. And he was a City of Atlanta fireman.
Yeah.
He grew up down in South Alabama. His love for clocks started with his grandmother's house.
Okay.
Where the old clock sitting up on the mantle was just fascinating to him. So she left, goes to the grocery store. He gets it off the mantle, takes it apart. Grandma comes back. There's Dad with the clock, tore a clock in the middle of the bed. Is you get it back together and go kill you. Right? So his fascination started at the 3rd grade level. Okay. And so as he got work and got to where he could tinker with these things, people find out, hey, you can fix clocks. Yeah, come on in. Yeah. So his fascination started with that, and then he wanted his own clocks and more clocks and more clocks, and it's like
that collecting gene that gets you.
I mean, everybody's got a passion, whatever it might be, motorcycles, skating, or whatever it might be. Yeah. But clocks was his passion, and so I mean, this was probably the epitome of getting into your hobby, because being able to have your own tower clock was the dream come true. Yeah. And when we started building this thing, we had neighbors coming along and say, "What you building there, church?" No. And we had a big reed organ out in the front yard in the back of the truck. Just
you could have had
the services start. We got the church windows, and they said, "No, we're putting in a clock, and it's going to ring a bell 24 hours a day." We got a big gun. We can shoot that thing.
How'd your neighbors feel about that?
Yeah, they wasn't real happy. So Dad took this weight and he put it on here, and if you move it out to this end, it barely strikes the bell. Yeah. So for the first couple of weeks we left it on low mode.
It was quiet.
Yeah.
Quiet.
All right, then we moved it in a notch. Now you can hear it for 2 miles.
Yeah.
So you know, the neighbors are like, that's we kind of like it now.
You know, now we're used to it. Well, so let's explain this. So, Champs Clock Shop, when you drive up to it, there's a big clock tower. So that's the face of the clock. And above us, you can't see it from inside, but above us is a bell. So this is the mechanism of the clock tower.
Right.
Now, where did this come from? Where did your dad, or where did you guys procure this?
Now, Dad was just going around the different antique malls and things like that back in the 1980, and he just happened to run across this one up in Connecticut. And this guy was an English importer of English antiques and stuff, and that's where we found it. But then I eventually traced it down. We had the horological. The worshipful master of the Horological Institute of London came here and visited us, and I mean, you know, this is like if you meet him, you know, you're up there.
This is the top of the clock world.
Yeah, this guy's great. And then the new guy that's actually had the position, he gave me one of the pennies that actually worked on Big Ben's pendulum as a time adjustment. Oh, you got a 300-pound pendulum. How do you adjust the time on a 300-pound pendulum? Well, you lay a penny on top of it, and it increases the speed 5/8 of a second in 24 hours.
That is wild.
So we started doing that to ours. We got some extra coins.
Oh, you
over
sure
there
do? Wait, let me back there. I love that.
If
There's
it's
a
running
penny
slow
sitting there.
or whatever, you lay those pennies on there. So he actually gave me one while Big Ben was being reconstructed.
Wow.
This is actually one that was on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, in the clock world, that's a big moment for sure. Okay, so this is now we showed a few things on Good Day Atlanta. We'll show again. The clock is backwards here.
And
why is it that way?
That's because when you set the time on this clock, you have to come in here with this big key, and you'll come in there and you'll either go forward with the time or back with the time, and that's actually turning the hands.
As you're doing it, it's moving up here.
That's right. So when you go to an old town square, if this clock's right and that one's wrong on the other side, that means it's all out of adjustment.
Got you.
And you know, this is something that is easy for us to maintain and keep operating because we have ease of access. We can just walk up a single staircase, no pigeon poop, none of that good stuff to get through, and it's just maybe a few spiders, and that's about it.
That's about it. But in most cases, getting to this
would
is
be a
like
difficult
attics
challenge.
and climbing up ladders and trapdoors.
And that's why they electrified most of them. And this one has never been electrified. It all actually works in a genuine, original form.
Yeah.
And this is not really any different than Grandma's old clock sitting on the mantle.
Really?
It's just a bigger version.
Okay.
That does the same thing.
So if you know how to maintain these clocks, you know how to maintain this one.
And then a watch, typically a time-only watch, is just this portion shrunk down into something the size of a quarter.
That is so interesting. Now I want to also talk about this clock that's right behind the camera. So this is really strange looking. I couldn't figure it out. I didn't know why. Yeah, like what do these numbers mean? So explain what this is.
All right, International Business Machines started off. You know who International Business Machines is?
IBM.
IBM. All right, they started off as International Time Recorder Company, and then it was International this or International that, which were